Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. So, this is Bharat, working as assistant professor in SNS College of Technology, Department of EEE. I'm handling the course Measurements and Instrumentation for second year EEE students. So, they are my mentee students. Today, we are gathered here to discuss about having a group discussion on the topic of oscilloscopes, especially digital storage oscilloscopes, that is DSOs. So basically, what is an oscilloscope? Oscilloscope is a signal conditioning system, or signal, what signal we are going to get, and that is going to be, what signal we get, that is going to be converted into some form where we can analyze those signals. Okay, so the DSO is again digital storage oscilloscopes where we can store the signal and retrieve it at any time we require. So today group discussion is going to be about the DT part of a DSO, how it is used in nowadays electric vehicles, and the main applications of DSO is varying with several parts of electrical circuits like signal conditioning systems, various signals and systems, and power electronic systems, power system networks, and it goes on. So today our topic of discussion, how it is going to be used for fault detection in electric vehicles. So this is going to include 5 different stages of DT. So let's start with the first stage by Samurtika. She's going to discuss about the empathy part of the digital storage oscilloscope. Okay.
So coming to the empathy part, first let's consider a scenario. Okay, so in these days you're driving a modern car, and while driving suddenly the car has been stopped, and you can't have a clear reason like why the car is stopped, because most of the modern cars are being driven by sensors, ECUs and electronic systems. So here the fault finding is completely difficult, because for ourselves also technicians, where the fault finding is difficult, only thing what we can see is all about some engine misfiring or else sudden breakouts. These are the things that we can witness ourselves, but here the fault is in about electrical signals, so which can't be seen. Like even technicians take time to see about this. So for this problem statement, we're going to use DSOs, that is digital storage oscilloscopes. So with these, we are going to see how the electric signals behave, and this helps us to represent the electrical signals in the form of wave. So we can easily identify the problem and we can make out the solution for this. So by using design thinking, by step, we are going to find the solution for this problem.
So very good. She explained about how it is used, why it is used, where it is used as an empathy part of the system. Now next, Arisum is going to explain about the various techniques available along with the DSO and why we use a DSO in this ideate part.
So speaking about the ideate part, first we need to look after what is the real problem statement. The problem statement is to detect and analyze the electronic signals of various various cars, etc. Let's see on the possible solutions which could be done other than DSO. If I speak about first, it's multimeter. Why do we use multimeter? Multimeter is used for finding the value of current, voltage, etc. Other than that, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't show any fault or detection. So, and it also doesn't detect any noise or distortion. So it cannot be used to detect the electronic signal. Second, OBD. OBD scanners are basically onboarding diagnostics. These are used in cars to find the ECU, which is the electronic control unit. Which is used to find the electronic control unit, but the real problem with OBD is that it doesn't show any waveforms, or it doesn't show any electronic signal. It doesn't show any faults. So we cannot use OBD scanners. And now the best possible solution to detect and store the electronic signals is DSO. It will show the electronic signals in the form of waveforms. It will also detect the noise, distortion, etc. And it is also reliable, and it is also robust too. So the best So the best way to detect those signals is DSO, which is a digital storage oscilloscope. This is all about the ideate part.
Okay, so Arisom explained about the ideate part of the DT, and the next Ashwin is going to explain about the define part, where he is going to explain about the clear problem statement of the complete concept.
So myself Ashwin, I'll be explaining the defined part. As Arisom said, the traditional tools like multimeter and scan tools have some limitations. Multimeter shows only values, not the accurate signals behavior, and same as that, scan tools also shows only error codes but not the actual signals. So technicians find it difficult here to detect the fault, and it may lead to incorrect repairs also. So the problem here we face is how can we effectively detect and analyze the electronic signal fault in vehicles. This is the main problem statement we face here.
So as we saw, Ashwin explained about the problem statement clearly as the defined part of the DT video. Next, Ashwin is going to discuss about the prototype part. What are the various components involved in designing the system with his explanations.
Hello everyone, I am going to explain about the prototype of the DSO. By connecting the DSO port to the sensor output and the ECU terminal to the EC terminal that captures signal and display in the waveform, the DSO then clearly explains that the normal waveform and compares the normal waveform and the fault waveform, and by using DSO we can easily identify the fault components.
Good. So he explained about how to develop a prototype for a DSO model, and now the JoyML will be explaining about the testing part for the DSO.
And I'm going to explain about the testing concept. In testing concept, we identify and replace or repair the faulty components, and using DSO, we recheck the system to analyze if any problems occurs. And we can observe the stable waveform and the system pattern is corrected, and as the output we can verify that the system can be improved and the waveform is corrected and system pattern is corrected, and we can also verify that the system performance is increased.
Okay. So good. We had a very great discussion about the topic DT concepts from empathy, define, ideate, prototype, and testing stages of DT concepts with our beautiful discussions about the topic of DSO. So let us meet in another video with some other topic.